Hi, welcome to the NBA Odds Couple Show for Friday, March 4th. I'm Peter Loshak. Sitting next to me is Mike Brenner. Mike Brenner, it's all about college basketball right now, but you still feel good about these NBA picks?
What do you mean? I went 2-1 last night. You went 1-0. I
Yeah.
feel damn good about it, Pete.
All right,
Speaking of which, let's pan over. Let's take a look at this board
All
and
right,
see what's going on because you've moved this number up, okay?
Yeah, what the
Brenner,
hell?
51 and 37. I'm clicking
Jesus
at 58%.
Christ, that's a good record, Mike Brenner.
I think after
God
tonight,
damn.
I'm going to be pushing that into the 60s. And
God
Pete,
damn.
25 and 28
Yeah.
is coming out of the abyss. Seriously, that was down to 43. You picked that up. I'm proud of you. Let's keep it going. So with that being said, I like the record.
That being said, let's move
work
away
on
from
this.
the board.
That's right.
Move
And,
away from the board.
What do we got
Good.
tonight?
Much better. All right. Well, we got a lot of games and some interesting situations. Again, once again, I made a bunch of bets on the overnights. We'll see if you agree with them, and I'll probably bunch of bets on the overnights. Let's start with the first game that didn't have an overnight line, but that that I'm liking now, and I'm guessing might be a pick that you're liking. If you saw it, it's one of these picks that might be just sort of like an obvious, don't overthink it pick. You probably already know what I'm about to say. Atlanta at the Lakers,
Ooh,
right?
yeah.
The Lakers are banged up. Atlanta is definitely looking to gear it up to not squander opportunities against weak teams like this. They're a 9 or 9.5 point favorite on the full game. Atlanta first half -5. You love it. That's one of your picks, right, Mike Brenner?
No. Again, did you get into my office? You're reading
I'm learning.
my mind.
No,
You're
I'm
doing
learning,
something.
and it's good that I'm learning because look at your freaking record, 51 and 37.
Again, it's picking spots, picking valuable spots, Pete. Yeah, that is one of my picks. Hawks on the first half. I think they're going to bring it, and Coach Budenholzer, he's gotten in these guys' heads. It's they're as close to winning that title or as close to being out of the playoffs. So
sure,
it's shit or get off the pot time for the Atlanta Hawks, and they're going to get it done. I love it.
The Lakers are even a little bit banged up. You know what? I'll go with that as well, and it's not a tail because I liked it as well. I knew it was going to be one of your picks, and I like it. So we're both going to be on.
Definitely not tailing me because you brought it up before I did. So.
We're both going to be on Atlanta -5, right?
Yes.
And the last time we agreed on a pick like this, we nailed it, right?
Nailed it,
all right. Both Mike Brenner and I on Atlanta -5. Other interesting situations. I'll tell you one that's kind of interesting to me as far as a line movement. It's sort of a minor game. We'll see if you have anything to say about it. Utah at Memphis, right? Now, Utah lost 6 in a row ATS. They're kind of banged up. They're just in a bad way. And Memphis, after losing Gasol, they've gone smaller, and they're doing great. They've covered 6 out of their last 8, right? So Utah's not doing that great. They're a little bit banged up. Memphis doing kind of well. The line was 1.5, which surprised me a little bit. And now it's -1 or pick 'em, so it's going the other way.
I know.
Very weird. What's going on with that, Mike Brenner?
Well, what's going on with that for me is I'm staying the hell away from it. But I think you're right. They have learned to play without Gasol. They're running. They're smaller. And Utah just literally is just on a 180. I don't understand what's going on. Favors is a little bit banged up as well, and Gordon Hayward's just not clicking on all cylinders. So that's one of those ones that just says stay off at red flag, even though, hey, Memphis might cover it. But how about you? Are you have a pick on that one?
I bet the overnight at -1.5. Now it's -1 in most places, and at Heritage, holy shit, Mike Brenner, excuse my language. It's actually, now it's pick 'em at Bet Chris and +1 at Heritage.
Okay, well.
All right, I don't know. There's something's going up there. Maybe someone's out for Memphis, and we just don't know about it. I don't know.
I'm staying off it.
That's a weird game. All right, then what else do we have? Well, we have a Cleveland game, Washington at Cleveland. I have absolutely no opinion on that as of right now. Washington, obviously a head case team, as we talk about all the time. Yeah, but Cleveland, an excellent team, but
do you know Washington's record since the All-Star break?
I don't know.
6 out of 7. All right.
Really?
Playing good ball.
Pretty good.
And I may be wrong. It might be 6 out of 8, whatever. But they're
I haven't
playing
thought
good
about
ball.
that game at all. The line is -8 right now, or 7.5. Do you have anything to say about that game, Mike Brenner?
I do.
Okay. Let's hear what you have to say about it.
And you know what? There's guys out there, and excuse me, guys, I'm just looking for the value.
Yeah.
The value. They think Cavaliers. Brenner, why do you keep going back to the Cavaliers? I go back today because I think it's time. That last loss in Washington did something to that team. I love them. I'm using them on the first half, and I'm using them on the game. And now Pinnacle had them at -4 in the first half. Is that?
I will check in a second, but as far as full game, we can give you 7.5. The Chris books have 7.5, and I will check the first half lines right now. And while I'm doing that, wait, someone gave you shit for making the same kinds of picks over and over again?
Yeah, with Cavaliers. Why are you riding on the Cavs? Don't worry, they've cashed a lot of tickets for me, and hey, there's a method to the madness, so just bear with me. I may not be right. You're damn right, but guess what? I may be wrong, or I may not be wrong. So I'm going with it. Cavaliers -4.5. Cavaliers -7.5 on the game. They're going to put it to them.
As opposed to my picks, you're very unpredictable. You never know what I'm going to go with, but you know that they're going to be losers. That's the one thing that you do.
I'm not buying that shit, Pete. Don't even start that again. It's
no,
Friday.
Predictable picks. Yeah, if you find something, ride with it until it's not cashing for you anymore. Right. All right. Now there's a bunch of other games that that I had overnight bets on. I took let's see, I took the over in Indiana Charlotte at 200.
That might be a good play right there.
Now it's 199.5 or 200. I took the over in Portland at Toronto at 208. Now it's 209.5 or 210. And there's been a big move on the under in the Orlando game. Orlando's a weird team because Scott Skiles is a coach who likes to focus on defense.
Yes.
But Orlando has been explosively high scoring in recent games. Their last game, though, they had a lot of success clamping down on defense. And of course, they're playing Phoenix on a back-to-back. We know what Phoenix's deal is. It feels like a game where Orlando's going to dictate the pace. They're going to be efficient on defense once again, and it's going to be low scoring in the under.
It's one of my plays.
Really? Let's hear it.
I've got the Magic on the first half, and I grabbed it at -7.5, and I love it, Pete.
Wow.
I love it because, they can get into the playoffs. They're still in the picture. They need some help.
Yeah.
It's going to take a lot of work to get it done, but they have a chance, and as long as that light is still bright and it's shining, they're going to go for it, and Skiles will have them locking down, and they're just going to outmatch this team left and right. So I like it. First half -7.5. Pete.
And you cashed on fading Phoenix on the first half in their last game, right?
Sure did.
Right?
Yep. And
Miami,
Orlando
right?
2 days ago cashed for me on a first half, so I like it.
All right. Well, that sounds pretty good. Let's see. Are there any other games that we didn't touch on? No, I guess one interesting game. Let's just quickly touch on it. Brooklyn is not a great team, but weirdly they've been great at Denver.
Yeah.
And Denver's a 5 or 5.5 point home favorite. Is Brooklyn going to go in and have a great game again at Denver, or is Denver going to step it up? And what's your take on Denver without Gallinari now?
It's just a mess.
Who knows?
A mess. Yeah, it's a who knows.
It's a who knows or a
you need
mess.
other people to step up, but nobody's doing it, and I'm staying off of that game, Pete. Again, this time of year, I'm trying to stay away from bad teams. And
right. All right. Well, I think we got it. Did we hit all your picks?
No.
Oh, no?
Oh, God,
you have another pick? What game did we not touch on?
I'm going with the Miami Heat today.
Oh, okay, right.
On
Miami.
the game.
Wow, okay.
On the game.
All right.
-8.5.
Well, a little bit of bad news here, Mike.
That's
Brenner.
never bad news. You
Little
told me
bit of
that
bad
yesterday,
news.
and it's still covered. So let's
nine.
be optimistic and
Nine,
not
right,
pessimistic.
9 or 9.5. So
Is
you're
it
going to have
really?
to take
That's
9.
jumped
Yeah.
up. You know what?
But that's an indication that you're on the right side. The market's
Absolutely.
agreeing with you.
I'm going 9. I'll take the 9. Heat on the game with -9. I love it. I love it. So that's 4 picks I have.
Wow. Okay. Run down all the picks.
Orlando Magic on the first half -7.5. Cleveland Cavaliers on the first half -4. Cleveland Cavaliers on the game -7.5. And the Miami Heat on the game -9.
All right. And I'm with you on Atlanta first half -5. Should I just go with that, or should I give one of these?
Don't start
totals?
that again.
I
Should I?
don't know.
I'm
Yeah,
not going to give you that answer. You know that.
The Phoenix Orlando one, I'll tell you what, now it's all the way up to 250. Now it's back up 215.5 or 215.
Your total's Loshak. That's your specialty for real.
It's going all. I mean, I like all the totals plays that I mentioned a little bit. Are there any of them that I'm really loving? I don't know. I think maybe I'll just stick with Atlanta for now.
Okay,
Play
so one
a
pick
little
for
bit
you?
conservatively. Yeah, just one pick.
That's
for me.
okay. There's
Just
nothing
one
wrong
pick.
with that, Pete.
Nothing
Again,
wrong
we don't
with
have
that.
to put a bunch
Nothing
of picks out
wrong
if you
with
feel
that.
the value, whether it's 5 picks, 4 picks, or 1 or none even. But
Absolutely.
that's it. Let's get it done. I'm looking forward to a great weekend. You know what? Before we get out of here, let's scan this board one more time, Pete, because I like these facts. 51 and 37 for me, 58%. I plan on pushing that over 60 tonight. Pete's 25 and 28. He's going to knock one down tonight to move this number up. And again, just bear with us because we're going to cash the tickets for playoff time. We're going to bank you some buck.
Okay, we'll be back tomorrow.
Fantastic. Great show, Pete.